Hi guys, welcome back for another video. This week's video is a review slash first impressions of the Chameleon markers. Quick little disclaimer, I bought these myself, those were not sent to me. So I was just interested. I saw those, the first time I saw them was on Instagram and I wanted to try them out because I thought that was such a cool idea. So basically what those markers do, you can see here there's a little sheet in there with instructions. So basically what they do is you have a brush nib and like a normal bullet nib, and you do have this little blender cap. So you take the pen, you put it in the blender, and the longer you leave it inside the blender, the more the pigment will be drawn out of the marker, and then you can have this gradient effect. Now, when I saw this on Instagram, I thought, my God, this is such a cool idea. It will replace my Copic markers, hopefully. So I wanted to try those out so bad. So I ordered those off Amazon. Those were like 30 euro, I believe. I will have a link in the description box so you can check it out. And so what I'm doing here is I'm basically trying out the colors and how those work. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I did this mistake the first time. When you do when you put the marker in the blender, you do have to hold it so that the blender is up and the marker is down. I did it the other way around, so the marker was up and the blender was down. The marker bled into the blender and basically did nothing. What I noticed is that it does take a long time for the blender to absorb the pigment so that I can create this gradient effect. It's really about a timing matter, and I'm not really that good with timing. Well, one thing is for sure, it took me a long time to do this. So here I'm trying to draw in my little chibi character from last week's tutorial. I will have it linked here somewhere, as well as in the description. So if you want to check out how to draw chibi characters, make sure to click on that video. And now I am drawing the skin. I'm using a paper, which I will also have linked in the description if you're interested. Now, I do like this paper for ink and for Copic markers. I didn't like it for those. It bled like crazy. I mean, the markers bled like crazy. So you will see at the end, I actually had to go in and fix everything because it was bleeding like crazy. It was pissing me off how much it was bleeding. But yeah, I'm gonna blame the paper for now. I'm not blaming the markers. Maybe it's the paper's fault. Maybe I just have to test them out on another paper, which I will do. So I will probably do a round 2 with those on a different paper. I have to search. I don't know which paper is good for those. Maybe I will try out a watercolor paper or something else, but not this one. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to use this blending thing. Now the colors I bought are all skin types. They're like the nudes. There are 5 in a pack. Of course you can buy them separately. I just bought the pack of 5 and I bought the skin tones, so my little chibi is gonna be pretty brown. I couldn't really make the blender work the way I wanted to. I tried 2 ways. The first was I used the blender and then I went from light to dark, and it worked kind of most of the time. It did work. When you have like a straight line, it's gonna work. Or if you have a circle, it's gonna work. If you have curves and hair and strains and stuff, it didn't really work. So I also tried it the other way around. I tried it to go from dark to light. That didn't work at all. Maybe it's the paper's fault, but that didn't work for me. I didn't like that at all because it became blotchy, as you can see. If you don't use the blender, it's a really nice marker. I liked the saturation of it. I liked the colors. I liked how vibrant they look. I didn't like the bleeding, but it is a nice marker if you use it without the blender. But the reason you want to buy those is the blender. Okay, it's a first impressions. I mean, I haven't really worked with them. The first time I used Copic markers, that was a failure. So maybe it's that. Or maybe those markers are really not for me. I don't know. Maybe I just suck. I mean, it looks so bad. I can't believe how bad that looks. I'm gonna give those markers a fair chance, so I am gonna try them with a different paper. Maybe it's just the paper that sucks and not my skills. I mean, I'm gonna try it again, but it's just so difficult. It makes it so hard because you just have to time it correctly, and then, oh no, I didn't leave it in the cap long enough, so it turned dark, and it's not like you can reverse the process to make it look better. It just ruins the entire drawing. That's what I didn't like. If you want this gradient effect and you don't want lines, you really have to time it, and you really have to be really precise with it. So you have to know those markers. I don't think that you buy them, you use them, and your picture will look perfect. You will have to get to know them, work with them. Now, because the bleeding was so bad, I just took my Fude pen, went in again, and did the entire line out again. I was trying to cover up the bleeding. I hope you can see it now. I'm not blaming the markers for that. I'm blaming the paper. I'm just gonna throw it at the paper for now. And I'm gonna try them again. I'm gonna give them a second chance and a third and a fourth, because I believe those are markers that you really have to get to know. That was my video for this week. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and also hit that little bell right there if you wanna have notifications of my new upcoming videos. And I will see you next week. Bye guys!